Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So for tonight, we will going to presentate about our project, where we will choose a topic of automatic water tank filling system design from the group 8 of computational thinking. So before that, we will introduce ourselves first. So my name is Fatih, from Naval Engineering, and today I'm here with my friend.
My name is Heiza Ditya Tarji from Mechanical Engineering.
And my name is Farel Nawali from Naval Engineering.
So the background problem is in a laboratory environment, a water tank is used to supply cooling water for experimental equipment. Currently, the water filling process is done manually, which leads to several issues. The tank can become empty when it is need, disrupting operation, or it may overflow due to overfilling, causing water waste and potentially safety hazard. To address this problem, an automatic water tank filling system is required. The system should use a water level sensor to monitor the tank continuously and control a pump that can only be in two states, on or off. Next. The first one is decomposition. Decomposition is the process of breaking down a large and complex problem into smaller, more manageable sub-problems. This makes the problem easier to understand, design, and solve step by step. By focusing on smaller parts, we can handle each component effectively and then combine them into a complete solution. The conclusion: by applying decomposition, the complex problem becomes structured and easier to solve. Its sub-problems, such as reading sensor data, determining water level, and controlling the pump, can be handled separately, making the overall system more efficient, reliable, and easier to develop. Next, decomposition. How decomposition works? The first one, water level sensor reading, is the input. The system needs to read water level data from the sensor, and then the data acts as the main input for the system. 2. Determining water level condition. The system must classify the water level into low, normal, and high. This classification is important for decision making. The 3 is decision making or processing. If the water level is low, turn the pump on. Then if the water level is high, turn the water pump off. If the water level is normal, keep the current state. The 4, pump control. The system controls the pump with two states. On is running, off is stop. 5, handling sensor fluctuation is a system stability. Sensor reading may be unstable or noisy. The system must prevent frequent on-off switching. The last one is continuous monitoring or loop process. The system must run continuously and each repeat check the water level in real time. Next.
So my name is Mateo Lizen, and today I will presentate about pattern recognition. So what is pattern recognition? Pattern recognition basically involves finding similarities or patterns among small decomposed problems that can help us solve more complex problems more efficiently. So in this case, we will identify the repeated process and decision points from sensor data to control the pump, so it will be efficient and most importantly safe. So why does pattern recognition matters in this case? So basically, without pattern recognition, we cannot we cannot detect the faults, and then we cannot have we will energy waste, and then the pump switches will be switched on too often, and also there's an overflow risk. So and then with pattern recognition, we can have a predictive control, energy efficiency, smart automation, fault detection, and longer pump lifetime. So here we have the types of pattern that we'll be using. So first of all, there's a threshold based recognition, or we call it as a simple pattern. So basically this is for the most basic systems of using for the rule patterns. For example, if the water level is below 20%, that we will start the pump, and if the water level is above 90%, it will stop the pump. So from this type of pattern recognition, we can recognize the low level pattern and full tank pattern of the tank. The second one is the temporal pattern recognition, or time behavior, while the system will observe trend of the time. For example, it will be like we have three types of time. We have three times, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 a.m. For each time, they have the similar amount of water level. For example, in 8 a.m. it has 90%, 10 a.m. have 70%, and 12 a.m. it has 40%. So it will be continuous throughout all the days that we'll have this tank. So for the tomorrow and the next days, it will also have the similar water level that will happen to this pattern of for the tank. And then the third one, we have the machine learning pattern recognition, or the advanced, where we will use it as a control, where the controller learns usage habits. And then the last one, we have the fault pattern recognition, where we will detect the abnormal patterns like leak detection. So for example, if we have the normal pattern, like it will say level decreases slowly, but the leak pattern, it will say that level decreases continuously even when no usage. So it means that our system will stop the pump and send alert to us that we have a leak detection in our pump. Next.
So now is the abstraction part. So basically, abstraction is about focusing only on the most important parts of the problem while ignoring unnecessary details. So we as an engineer can study it more clearly and effectively. So the first one is what to focus on this experiment. So the first one is what water level detection, whether it's low, high, or whether it's low or in high states. And the second one is control decision logic, or when to turn the pump on or off. And the input of water level signal, the process of comparison with thresholds, and the output, it is pump on or off. And the next one is what to ignore. It is basically specific sensor types, because it doesn't matter what type it is. And next one is internal electronic circuits or wiring. Next, also the programming language, exact hardware models or brands, and physical designs. And the last one is voltage of brand details. Next. So why abstractions matters? It's because simplifies complexity. These abstractions focus only on key behavior. There is water level to pump control instead of overwhelming technical details. The next one is improves understanding, makes it easier for anyone to understand how the system works. The third one is faster design and planning, helps you design the logic before worrying about hardware or coding. The fourth one is better communications. To engineers, designers, and users can discuss the system using the same simple model. The fifth one is easier troubleshooting, and there is problems can be identified at a functional level, including sensor, logic, or output. The last one is flexible implementation. That concludes the same abstract model that can be used with different sensors, controllers, or technologies. Next.
So the last one is algorithm. There's three types of algorithm. The first one is greedy algorithm. It means chooses the best option at the current step, does not consider future consequence, does not backtrack or no revisiting Decision, fast and efficient for suitable problems, not always give the global optimal solution. Next one is brute force. It tries all possible solutions, compares every result to find the best one, guaranteed to find the correct answer, very slow for large inputs, simple and easy to implement. The last one is binary search. Searches in a sorted list, divides the search space into half each step, compares target with middle element, move left or right depending on comparison, very fast or logarithmic time complexity, and requires sorted data. Next. Next, D. Okay, this is the flowchart. So start, read water level, is level low? If yes, pump is on. If no, is level high? If no, pump off. If yes, keep current state, then stability check, and then stop. For the pseudocode, start indicates the beginning of the system, while true do means the system runs continuously or infinite loop. Read water level. The system reads input from the sensor. If water level low, checks the condition. If low, the pump turns on. Else if water level high, if high, the pump turns off. Else, if normal, the pump state remains unchanged. Apply stability check, prevents rapid on or off switching due to unstable readings. The process repeats again.
So I
Thank
think
you.
that's all from us from Group 8. So me, Fatih, and my friends Nawali, Adul, and Eza would like to thank you, Mister, for your teachings for all this far. I hope we can have good score in the midterm. So thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.